suction, B. mucus.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamb.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamb@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes.
How do you get the energy to do that?
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The whole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world in adjustment. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out.
He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes.
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. Of darkness. just
So what did that
myself and the world in a just. And 2019,
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every
Getting on to
Tuesday,
the property
8 p.m.
ladder has
only
never-
on Starr Radio.
Wow, and a very good morning and welcome to the Starr Radio UK, the morning show. And I'm going to be sitting for Archie this morning. I'd like to say good morning to all our viewers and listeners from around the world. It is, the finest African and also the Caribbean radio station in London. My name is Olayomi Koiki. I'm sure you'll all be wondering, why am I coming a little bit early than the 11 o'clock? I'll be telling you everything we need to know. But for now, let us, discuss some of what is happening in London, across the globe, on the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. I would like to appreciate, the producer of this program and also all those sound engineers that are working behind the scene. It is just coming up to 10:31 a.m. in London, and I think as the carnival have just ended, it seems that the reality is back. I'll be discussing a little bit about that. We'll be looking at what is happening in Ghana, in Kenya, in Africa, where there is a lot happening in Africa as well. Also, I would like to say good morning to all our viewers from other parts that have also joined us this morning, that have also been part of the Starr Radio UK family, if that's what you want to put it that way. Where do we start from this morning? I have the paper in front of me. I'll be telling you everything we need to know that is happening. But the most important thing is, if you're joining us for the first time, and maybe this is the first time that you will be part of the Starr Radio UK, you might want to say, welcome to the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. Everything you need to know within the next 2 hours. I will be telling you almost everything that you need to know. Good morning to those of you that have joined us on the other platform as well. We are live on Instagram. The beauty about the new technology that we have now is that not only are we presenting, people can see us, which was not something that was there some 30 years ago. And I would like to welcome those of you that have joined us. Like I said, I'm sitting for Archie this morning. Archie is busy behind the scene with some other engagement. As you know, that we want to bring you the best of what is happening, especially there is a lot of development going on in Africa. And I was listening to a particular audio, and I might see if we can get that in later in the course of this program. And that has got to do with Jerry Rollins. I'm sure some of you remember him for some of the work he did, while he was, I'm sure everybody has different, reason to either agree or disagree. But one thing I want us to first focus on is, what are we going to be discussing this morning? I'll be telling you the traffic for those of you that are planning to, to travel within the London Underground. What is the journey going to be like this morning? We got to apologize as well. We couldn't come on the Niger Voices yesterday, but I will be, carrying you along some of what we wanted to discuss yesterday. But as we know, keeping London moving is the most important part of the transport for London. And if you're coming to London for the first time, if you have never been to London, and you also be traveling on those London Underground, one thing that most people get confused is, how do we connect? There is a lot of connection when it comes to the London travel. We have the Queen Elizabeth line, we have the DLR, we have the Overground. I did travel on two yesterday. I traveled on the on what we can call the Overground and the London Underground. The London Underground is the one that most of you must have seen, where people go underneath. It's not cheap. It's quite a little bit expensive. I'll be telling you a bit of that again, also on the river, there's a lot happening. But first and foremost, from what I'm looking at right now, checking on whether there is going to be any activities this weekend. Actually, we'll be back tomorrow. But for now, I will be right here giving you everything we need to know. So before we move further, let's us first check what is happening when it comes to the travel update. The travel update in London, just like in New York, in America, around the globe, is one of the we got to keep the traffic moving. The last thing we want to do is to get the traffic to be stuck, like Africa or like Ghana. In other part of European country, as many people travel through Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. I'm sure those in Nigeria will know what I'm talking about. And you wonder whether you can get to that destination in time. Once again, this is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. And like I said, for those of you that are watching, I am sitting for Archie before I will be connecting as well to the update at 11 o'clock right from Nigeria. But for now, once again, this is
broadcasting worldwide online 24/7. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
Well, not too much happening when it comes to the traffic this morning, but it seems already if you're traveling now, I will tell you the spot that you must be, conscious of, the areas you have to be aware of. There is a lot of happenings as we speak right now on the M25. It's very, very busy. And the reason for that is I'm sure some of you have been following the travel chaos. The airport, I'm not sure if as many of you are aware, but there has been a lot of, so many flights that has been cancelled. And it seems already that, the Heathrow airport has been affected. The Stansted airport has been affected. The Luton airport has been affected. So many of those airports have been affected, and travelers from around the world are being affected as well. So right now, let us first give to you what we can say when it comes to the traffic. As we can tell you at the moment, it seems that things are moving very, very freely when it comes to those of you that are traveling on the A404. If you're going on the M4, there is a moving free traffic on the M4 right now. If you're traveling on the M40, it seems also there's a bit of moving traffic. But if you're going on the A417, there's a lot of what we can call a bit of a standstill. It's not moving. Again, there's few closures as well. I'll be telling you all that in the course of the beginning of the program. It's just coming up to 10:38. But like I said, most of us that have the papers in front of us, if you've been able to catch up with it, looking at the newspaper this morning, we will see you in court. Coward is one of the headlines. I'm sure you've heard about the nurse that had many children, babies, killed while she was a nurse. I'm not sure how that was able to be allowed. It seems that there's now going to be what they call tough laws, so that even if you don't want to come to the court for your sentence, we will be charging you extra 2 years on top of your sentence. It seems that is coming from the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, as we can tell you right now. So there's a lot happening in football. I'll be telling you what you need to know. But for now, we are still reviewing again some of those happenings on the road network. As we can say once again, this is
At work. At home. On your smartphone. In your car. At work. At home. On your smartphone. In your car. At work. At home. On your smartphone.
Well, like I said, it's not been a very good one for so many travelers that are now stuck around the world. The UK worst airport is already overcrowded. There's noise all over the airport. And it seems the reason for that is that the UK best and the worst airport have now been named in a new ranking from Which Travel. The best was described as well running, while the worst was slammed for being overcrowded. I mean, I've traveled to out of UK, from Gatwick, from Heathrow, from Stansted. I'm not sure whether I've traveled from Luton, but if you have traveled out of any airport, maybe you want to put it out in the comment section and let us hear from you when it comes to traveling. What is your fear? I mean, the last thing you want to do is get to the airport and realize that your passport has been left at home, or your I don't know, you've left one of your most important tablet, medicine, or your most important document back at home. What is your most fear when you're traveling? Do you get panic? I love to get to the airport very early, 4 hours before traveling, because you have the window to be at the airport 3 hours. Again, as we speak to you right now, there is so much chaos at the airport today. And the reason for that is, I'll be telling you more about that. Airports were judged by 4,000 members of the public on the number of flight cancellation queues. Are you one of those that love that shopping during the airport when you're traveling? You seem to be getting that discount, the perfumes, the food, so that you can take that to your loved ones that are wherever you're going. Once again, this is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Once again, it's just coming up to 10:41. Archie is very busy today, and I've decided, to come and sit on his behalf. And Archie will be back tomorrow. But for now, like I said, there is a moving situation that is happening on the buses. I love the bus because there's more air coming through the bus, compared to the underground. The underground, everything seems to be, a little bit steamed, as there's not much air condition. But yesterday, the overground was doing what I expected to do. The air condition system was working. We want to see more of that. Do you love to travel by the road? We know that the TFL is the most important part of London when it comes to transport for London, the TFL, and you must always plan that journey. Also, myself and Archie were discussing are you planning to buy a new car? You must check whether that particular vehicle will meet emissions and safety standard required to drive in London. Some 24 years ago, you can easily buy any car and drive it from London, from one point, from one postcode to the another postcode, from one London borough to another London borough. But that seems to be changing because of the climate change, the emissions that some of these vehicles are producing, and the TFL, the London mayor, are saying, no, we can't just allow you to buy a vehicle that is not up to the standard. If you want to buy the vehicle, you might want to go and check so that you don't end up paying £10,000, 15,000, or even as less as £3,000 for a vehicle, and then you realize that you would have to pay £12.50 every month. I don't think you want that. And that is the reason why you have to stick with the Starr Radio UK, so that we can tell you everything you need to know, whether you are in London studying, whether you live in London, whether you are not going to be in London, or you are just passing through, because we have people that are also passing through. Once again, this is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
In your car, at work, at home, on your smartphone. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7. In your car, at work, at home, on your smartphone. The best radio show. The best radio show.
Yes, we're the best radio show in the town. If you're just coming to London and you're finding out, looking for what to listen to, why not listen to the Starr Radio UK, where we bring you the best of what is happening. Many frustrated students that are now stranded at the airport overnight amid chaos, travel chaos. The last thing, few times, not a lot, few times I've been to the airport, and for a reason sometimes these happen, but for reasons beyond my control, I couldn't travel. How do you feel when you are told by the airline that, Mr. Koiki, it seems that you will not be traveling with us today? How do you react? What is going to be your first reaction if the airline says you are not going to be traveling? How do you react to such kind of news? Do you just accept it as a fate, or do you start asking questions? Why am I not going to be traveling on this airline, or this flight rather? But it seems that frustrated Scottish students are now stranded at the airport overnight amid the travel chaos at most of the airports. According to drama student Matthew Creed, 26 years old, had to sleep in the Amsterdam airport after his flight was cancelled. At least you can get, I don't think it's very comfortable sleeping at the airport. I've done a few times, not a lot. How about you? Have you traveled and then you end up finding yourself in the midst of flight cancellation? A frustrated and a tired Scottish drama student was left stranded in Amsterdam airport overnight when an air traffic control glitch saw his flight cancelled, forcing him to sleep there. I saw a family in Turkey who will be spending 5 more days because of the same control glitch from the airport by the air traffic. Matthew Creed is a 26-year-old drama student from the Art Hill, became struck at the Tripoli Amsterdam airport after his flight with KLM Royal Dutch Airline to Edinburgh was cancelled. He's not the only one in that situation. Tens of thousands more airline passengers have suffered flight cancellation on Tuesday due to the knock-on impact of what we call the ATC fault. We hope this is going to be resolved as quickly as possible so that many families can return back home as quickly as possible. Once again, this is still the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Well, this is Starr Radio UK. Now let's again come back again as we have more to discuss. Why has UK been slammed? Some of the airport. UK worst airport. UK worst airport has now been confirmed as a joke by a live passenger in the new ranking. According to what we can tell you, Liverpool John Lennon Airport has been named the UK best airport. Wow. Maybe I need to start traveling from Liverpool, but that means that I have to first travel all the way to Liverpool, which is going to cost me, arms and legs, like Archie would say. Maybe I might travel overnight on a very cheap train to Liverpool. Maybe I might get a discount. A survey of 4,000 people saw the Mayside Travel Hub come out as top. Customers have praised their experience at the airport. I remember, I think I traveled through Luton. Yes, I did. But I had to go through King's Cross. The journey was not easy because you have to keep dragging those luggages, keep dragging. And then, you get on the train and expect the train to get you to Luton Airport, and you have to, I didn't even realize that you have to board a bus as well. So I don't think I want to travel through Luton Airport. I think my favorite airport is Stansted Airport. Which one is your own favorite airport? Put it in the comment section and let me read it out. Once again, if you're joining us for the first time, yesterday we were singing Timaya. I might play that during 11 o'clock when we go straight to the headline and the update from Nigeria. But for now, we are still looking at some of the headline in UK. I'll be taking you to more other part of the globe as there's a lot happening. There is so much happening, and as many of you are concerned as many people are worried, it seems that the world is changing and is changing very, very fast. What do you think? Do you think that there will be peace in the world that we are living today? Or are we going to continue to say that more needs to be done? What is the United Nations saying when it comes to the situation in Sudan? I'll be telling you a little bit more about that. What do we know when it comes to the United Nations? The United Nations have been, speaking, and I'll be telling you more about what I know so far. Once again, a very good morning to Bishop Adeshina. Good morning to you, Latif Abdullahi, and those of you that have joined us on the sister broadcast as well. I say good morning and welcome to the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. And this is the way we welcome you if you're new to this platform. Remember to share the program to your friends and family and tell them that every Wednesday I come up with the Niger Voices, but we couldn't come up yesterday due to some technical glitch. But we are back again today, and I'm sitting for Archie. That is for those of you joining us for the very first time. Once again, this is still the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London, and this is 10:51 at exactly 11 o'clock. We'll be giving you all the headline news from part of what we'd called Africa. But for now, let's go around the world a little bit and see what is happening. It seems that the top news is not just Gabon. There's a lot happening in Europe. So let's come to Europe and tell you some of those headlines as we have it. Nerves and patriotism in Moscow after 18 months of the war. Do you think that the war will be something that we will be putting behind us? 5 rail workers have been killed in a train in Italy. There is nowhere that accident cannot happen. As we speak today, 5 rail workers have been killed in a train in Italy. Meloni partner criticized for Italy rape remarks. It seems also that the notable US Open win is a dream come true. The former world number 1, Caroline Wozniacki, claims the biggest win of her comeback by beating 11th seed Petra Kvitova to reach the US Open. Do you love lawn tennis? Is this something that you would love to visit? Remember that we had the Wimbledon that just went not too far ago. It seems that the Wagner chief Prigozhin is been buried in a private funeral. But I'm reading another article that maybe his double body wasn't the one in the aircraft. What is really going on? Once again, this is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. And like I said, it is just coming up to 7 minutes before 11 o'clock where we're going to go straight into what is happening in Nigeria. But for now, I say good morning.
Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
It seems already that there's a lot of drone strike hit several Russian regions. It seems that is a new front of the war. You got to use the drones to get the target. What do you think when it comes to the European Union equal pay protection to be retained? How do you feel when someone is getting more money as a male as against a female? Again, that is part of the news trending in the Europe. And now let's go again to Asia. What do we know that is happening in Asia? Is China economic a ticking time bomb? The 5 years, we are now seeing the British government and the Chinese counterpart yesterday. What do we know? Disengaging with China, not credible, says James Cleverly. Do you agree with him? Do you think that it is time that the UK have a cordial relationship with China? What is your take on that? The foreign secretary was in Beijing, and I'll be giving you a snip of what was discussed. According to what we know, the foreign secretary, James Cleverly, has defended talks with Chinese officials in Beijing, saying that it will not be credible to disengage. After meeting China Vice President, James Cleverly said the trip the first by such a senior UK figure in the last 5 years, would help avoid mistrust and errors. But ahead of his visit, some UK MPs have already attacked the government approach to China as an incoherent. In recent years, the United Kingdom and China relationship have gone sour, like sweet and sour. What is your take on that? Do you think that it is the best option that we have what we call a cordial relationship with China? Do you think that it is the best interest for UK not to abandon that kind of relationship so that we can continue to engage? What is your take on that? Let me read that from the comment section. That is coming straight from the news from Beijing. It seems already that is now trending as UK uses clever visit to steady China ties after a rocky period. Do you think that, this kind of engagement is good for politics, is good for relationship between countries to countries? What is your take on that? UK sees on China saw 12 for resetting with Beijing. It seems already that is a news that is now trending. We are trying to bring that up to you in just about a few minutes. Bear with us once again. This is the finest African and Caribbean radio station. It's just 4 minutes before 11 o'clock.
Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
What is your take on that? Do you think that, James having these visit in 5 years, the UK and China relationship have not been in the good interest for the citizens, business. But the UK government thinks that it is time that we have this cordial relationship back as quickly as possible because it will be in the interest of the both countries. Do you agree with such? Or what is your own take on that? All these was part of the conversation that has now gone across the globe. James' clever visit is something that is now being discussed, and I'll be getting you a snip of what he said and what he hasn't said. That is coming up in just about a few minutes, but for now, let's continue to some of the other news across the world. We are still in Asia. Asia, as we know, has a big market. And what is your own take on that? Before we go further, let me go back again into some of the news in Asia. China debt landing property giant report record loss. 100-man Australia couple that were killed in a mushroom launch. Wow. What is that all about? It seems that North Korea says it stimulated the nuclear strike on the south. Again, China Prime Minister ate a fish from the Fukushima nuclear plant water. I'm sure some of you must have forgotten about that. Remember that some years back, there was some crisis when Japan rather, they had this situation where there was some kind of nuclear waste that went into so many waters, and a lot of concern was raised there as well. This is the James Clevis before we go further.
Directly with China, alongside our allies, while steadfastly defending our national security and our values. And we can expect profound disagreements. Dealing with China, I can assure you, is not a job for the faint-hearted. They represent a ruthless authoritarian tradition utterly at odds with our own. But we have an obligation to future generations to engage, because otherwise we would be failing in our duty to sustain and shape the international order. Shirking that challenge would be a sign not of strength, but of weakness. A country that wants to be a country that wants a respected place at the apex of the world order should stand up for its own principles and keep its solemn obligations to defend the laws at the very foundation of that order. This responsibility goes hand in hand with China's right to play a global role commensurate with its size and its history.
Well, you've heard from James Clevy there, telling us a little bit of what we need to know. I'll be telling you more, but as it's coming up now to 11 o'clock, there's still a lot to discuss, but we're going to come back there as we now have to go to some of the news from Africa. I'll be telling you before we go into more in-depth when it comes to Nigeria. Once again, it is still the finest African. It's the morning show where we look at what is happening, most importantly in Africa, but also in the Caribbean as well.
Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
Like I said, from what we are looking at on the satellite, there's a lot of spot of traffic in different locations. And let's see what is traffic when it comes to the area, the vicinity. Right now, if you're traveling, plan those journeys very well so that you do not get stuck in what we called the traffic. I don't like the traffic at all. Again, Grant Sharp is now named as our new defense secretary. That is coming up as a news right now. Grant Sharp has been named as the new defense secretary. The 5th cabinet role for Sharp in under a year. Sharp's appointment as defense secretary is the former Tory chair 5th cabinet role in less than a year. Last September, he was removed as a transport secretary by the incoming Prime Minister, Liz Truss. In October, she brought him back into the cabinet as the Home Secretary when Sulia Braverman resigned from the post. 6 days later, Truss herself, the shortest Prime Minister in the history of the United Kingdom. New Prime Minister Rishi Sunak have appointed him as a business secretary. In February this year, Sharp then took on a new role as an energy secretary and a net zero secretary. But as I speak to you this morning, he has been promoted to defense secretary. That is the new news that is trending right now. And again, let's go back into what is going on in Africa. More than 70 people have died in Johannesburg as the fire got migrant building. How did such happen? As we speak to you right now, there is an emergency in South Africa. At least 73 people have died in a fire in Johannesburg building. South African authority is confirming that. More than 50 people have also been injured. Officials say it is unclear what actually sparked the blaze at the city center 5-story building, which had been abandoned but was being occupied by homeless people. Again, part of negligence there. It seems that if a building is not being used and people are using it to be living inside, it is still responsibility of the local government to make sure such people are either moved or the building is safe to live inside. According to a spokesman for the emergency services, Robert, firefighters have been able to bring some of the occupants. He also said that they've got out the building, and the search for more victims was continuing. So it means that more people might be pulled out as well. May souls rest in peace.
Online 24/7.
Well, as more videos continue to come out from the Gabon, coup plotters have paraded their new leader in Gabon. Wow. Seems to be gone wrong in Gabon as Ali Bongo, the family that have been there for 56 years, seems that has now wind down. Northern Irish manager behind Kenya Giant Revival. Wow. How the military takeover unfolded, I'll be telling you more about that. Also, police have arrested 100 at the gay event in Nigeria. We'll be going into more headline from Nigeria, but for now, if you're joining us, like I said, this is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London, and it's just coming up to 4 minutes past 11 a.m.
This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
In your car, at work, at home, on your smartphone. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7. In your car, at work, at home, on your smartphone. The best radio show. The best radio show. The morning show.
Well, once again, it is still the morning show. It is Starr Radio UK. It is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London as we continue with some of those headlines. What is going on in Africa? Nigeria should be the big brother for most African countries. What is your reaction as a Nigerian to the current situation in Gabon? What do you think that African Union is going to do? What do you think the response of the president of the most populous black nation in the world, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is going to do? I'll be telling you more about some of the headlines coming out of Nigeria just as we prepare for that now. Once again, a very good morning and welcome. Africa, Africa, Africa. Maybe we should start with these before we go into it again. How many of you remember that beautiful song by Timaya some few years ago? Timaya was singing, is this the kind of promises from our politicians, whether in Gabon, in Ghana? I'll be telling you all the news in Ghana in just about a few minutes. What is going on? But most importantly, what is the United Nations saying? And also, what is the response of other African countries when it comes to the situation as you say it right now? Right now, let us now listen to Timaya before we go into the news headline from Africa, which is Nigeria and other African countries. Once again, a very good morning and welcome to the Starr Radio UK Morning Show. It is the 31st of August 2023. It's a big man, and it seems that Africa is going through a lot right now.
It's not for man. Hello, Nigerians.
Are we all hearing what is going on in Africa? I'll be telling you all the traffic news more before we end this program, but for now, it's all about Africa.
This was not what they promised us.
Do you know what Jerry Lawrence says? I'll be telling you more about that as well in just about a few minutes.
Them tell us that they go bring the change. Oh no. As the thing they go,
it seems that the situation in Gabon might also have a big impact. And what is the reaction of the president of the most populous black nation in the world, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? What has been his response when it comes to Gabon coup that it seems that is not going back?
As they break, things is just the hard. No food to chop. Every day dollar they rise up. See the people then they cry. Oh no.
Once again, I'll be telling you what the presidency from Nigeria is saying when it comes to the coup in Gabon.
Do
you know that the person that designed the Nigerian flag have finally gone to rest?
Please pity for us, politicians. Please pity for us.
Once again, the Nigerian flag is what we call the symbolism of resilience, harmony, and Nigerian spirit. And it seems President Tinubu tribute celebrate Pa Akikumi dedication to the nation throughout his lifetime, and his everlasting legacy in the annals of Nigerian history. He was the one that designed the Nigerian flag. He has actually gone to where we say the glory at the age of 87. It was also OFR. Pa Taiwo Akikunmi designed the Nigerian flag green, white, green. Do you still believe in Nigeria?
With all my life.
With all your life?
I pledge to Nigeria, my country.
Where is President Bola Tinubu speaking with Justin Trudeau of Canada to do with what is happening in Gabon? I'm not sure. Maybe you have an idea. Let's read from you.
With all my heart, anywhere I go to Nigeria.
Anywhere you go to Nigeria.
Anything I do na Nigeria.
Now let's go into it before time is now 10 minutes past 11. We come back to Timaya. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and his counterpart, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, had an in-depth phone conversation today, which was yesterday, discussing the enhancement of democratic governance in Africa, deepening investment in agro-processing in Nigeria, and the pivotal role of older democracy in supporting younger African nations in their battles against terrorism and poverty. President Tinubu also highlights Nigeria's significant contribution to Canada's economy and public sector. Conversations also touch on Niger Republic crisis and the unfolding situation in Gabon. What is all that about? What is your take? It seems that the presidency must have woke up yesterday with another coup. Do you think that we should be concerned? Like I said, this is now the full statement from special advisor to the president, chief. I don't know that he has become a chief. Juri Igelale is the media and publicity for special advisor. We thought it was going to be Dele Alake, but it seems that Dele Alake was not interested to be, a special advisor. He wants to be where the real kumukumu is inside. I'm sure you know what I mean by that. Dele Alake wants to be where there is kumukumu, where you can drink kumu with pepper soup, with fish. He doesn't want to be speaking. He wants to be where we will not be able to see him all the time. We hope that all the ministers under this new government will perform. Gabon. What is going on? Let me take you to what I read from. It looks like his poster have now been destroyed. Not only that, let's take you through to what is happening first in Gabon before we move straight to Nigeria. It seems that the Gabon president that have been ousted is now saying, please, I need you all to make noise. I mean, how are they going to make noise? Because what we are told is that the internet has been disconnected. I mean, the Gabon is saying that we should start with this. I don't even know which one to start with. I think we should start with the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Jonathan. This is what Jonathan told us some few years back. Let's listen to it.
Let me use this opportunity to advise us who are politicians and those of us who are in the security services that while we are doing the job we are meant to do, let us not, because the judiciary is very conservative, try to blackmail them or squeeze them. Sometimes when we have political powers, we get blinded. They say sometimes wisdom is consumed with confidence. When we bear the big name, president, governor, all the speakers and so on, we become so blinded, especially even in the security services. When you're holding certain positions, become so blinded, but society is changing. And we must learn, we must admonish ourselves. And civil society is becoming very, very active. And certain things that probably we do and get away with it, we may not get away with it tomorrow. If we take laws into our hands and try to squeeze society, young people will react. It happens when I was a president in a sister country, Burkina Faso, where by their law, if the president is not there, because they have no vice president, is the speaker of the parliament that will take over the country and manage the country. The president wanted to amend the constitution so he go for a third tenure. And from the thinking of society, the parliament was compromised, so the speaker was to do it. The young people in Burkina Faso, the civil society, they mobilized and moved in to the parliament to kill the speaker. The security people couldn't defend it. The speaker has to run away. They burned down the parliament, the national parliament of that country. The mob moved into the state house to attack the president. The president defense squad that was even stronger than national army couldn't stop the mass movement. Otherwise, you kill everybody. The president has to run to Cote d'Ivoire. The country was in a quagmire. The constitution says the president is not there.
No, take over. That is President rather. Good luck, Ebele Jonathan. There is still more to bring to you, but let's come back a little bit and give you some of those headlines coming out of Nigeria. Once again, this is still the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London as we continue to review some of those headlines coming out of Africa. What is your take when it comes to the response of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Once again, the United Nations, the Commonwealth, and others have now condemned the coup. The President Bola Tinubu is warning us that there might be more people, there might be more countries that wants to also do what we are saying that is happening around Africa. Do you think that it will be the end of coup in Africa? I was on the social media yesterday and I was reading some other countries that people are thinking that maybe there should be a coup there. What is your take on that? Do you think that we should have more coup, or we should have institutions to defend the real democracy?
Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
Once again, what has been the response of the United Nations? The United Nations briefing yesterday made it known to us that it seems that the Secretary General of the United Nations is not pleased with the current situation in Gabon. And let us now listen to the United Nations spokesperson yesterday.
I will start off, and you won't be surprised, with a statement on the situation in Gabon. The Secretary General is following closely the evolving situation in Gabon. He notes with deep concern the announcement of the election results amid reports of serious infringements of fundamental freedoms. He firmly condemns the ongoing coup attempt as a means to resolve the post-electoral crisis. The Secretary General reaffirms his strong opposition to military coups. The Secretary General calls on all actors involved to exercise restraint, engage in an inclusive and meaningful dialogue, and ensure that the rule of law and human rights are fully respected. He also calls on the National Army and security forces to guarantee the physical integrity of the President of the Republic and his family. The United Nations stands by the people of Gabon.
Well, you just heard that. That is the United Nations briefing. Once again, if you're joining us, this is the Starr Radio UK morning show where I am giving you all the news around the world. You've heard now from the United Nations. But it seems someone was also asking for help from his friends. I know we are talking about the news update from Nigeria, but when we talk about Nigeria, we almost talk about Africa. This is the reaction that came out again from a video that was sent out asking for his friends to come and help him out. I'm not sure whether, the ouster president of Gabon that have been in power for a very long time, whether it is right to be in power, because I actually come across a video of him stating that if senators in America have been there for 40 years, what makes it different if he is going to be in power for as much as he likes? Do you agree with that view? What is your own take on all these development that is happening across Africa? Many Nigerians are still concerned that we do not know what is going to be the outcome of what we call the Presidential Election Tribunal, but already so much is being said as of today. Once again, as we are preparing you for more of what is the development, this is how the ouster president of Gabon told us in London some few years back. You know that when things happen, people go and dig whatever archive that they can bring on you. I'm sure you all understand what I'm saying. The ouster president of Gabon is already saying these. I'm talking about President Ali Bongo that has now been disposed. This is what he said when he was asked a question in London, in Oxford. Let's listen to that.
Helping us to organize, many.
Let's try to get that from the beginning so that we can have a proper understanding of what he says.
The story that we'll hear will be a more positive one.
1 minute, bear with us.
Oh, okay, yes.
It seems that the video is still in place. I'll come back to that video in just about a few minutes. But let me take you through some of the headline currently in Nigeria today. Good morning to those of you that have joined us on the sister broadcast, and good morning to those of you that are watching us on the Starr Radio. If you haven't shared the button, why not click your hand on it and share it and invite more people. Grandma Leah Jai said good morning to you. Samuel Adeyemi said good morning to you. And I say good morning to many of you that have joined us as well on all the other platforms. But if you're watching me right on the Starr Radio UK, you might want to say shout out to me so that I can also say a shout out to you as well. Like I said, Archie will be back tomorrow, but I'm here, on behalf of Archie and the team, all the sound engineers, everyone that is working behind. Good morning, Alonzo Wilson. Nice to meet you. Radio sound good from Honorable Alonzo Wilson. Thank you so much. He says the radio is sounding very good. Good morning, Shamsuddin. Good morning to those of you that are live with us on the Starr Radio. If you haven't distributed this message, why not do so right now? Like I said, I'll be coming back to what President Ali Bongo said at the Oxford School some 4 years ago. It was actually defending what we called, I'm told that is cracking. Where is the cracking coming from? Not too sure where the cracking is coming from. Maybe because there is pressure on the other platform. Bear with us. We see what we can do to stop that cracking. I'm told that there's a cracking going on. Let's see if we can do some magic around the cracking. We don't like to hear cracking. We don't like cracking. We want everything to be working perfectly, sound-wise. So let me know if everything is still working, in accordance. For those of you that are watching us from around the globe, and especially those of you from the sister broadcast. Again, let's listen to this.
That's why they do it. But they really don't believe in it, because on the ground they see the difficulty, and so I don't believe that term limits improve the democracy. I don't believe in that, and we've seen that in many cases in Africa. That's not really. You need a certain time to apply your program, and that's not done in a country where you have term limits. For instance, once you're elected, if you're completely new, the first 2 years are going to be kind of bumpy.
I want us to listen to this.
To apply,
very well,
and start applying your policy, and then as you start implementing, you have to think of your re-election, and that means that if you have tough measures, to apply You won't do that because you will be thinking of re-election because you have a 5-year term. So you are campaigning for your re-election. Okay, you win, then you said, I'm going to. And then those people don't listen, they don't listen to you anymore because they know you're leaving office and you have a tough time. So in reality, in just 2 terms, you only have a few years really where you can work. Now, it is also fair to say that in most European countries, there are no term limits. And you can't say that these countries are not democratic. So you see, term limits is not really linked to democracy.
This was 4 years ago when President of Gabon on sustainable economic transformation.
Some guys are in the Senate. They have been for 40 years. And you know that the power lies in the Senate in America. So why not apply then term limits to everyone, to every electoral office? That would be then fair, and not just the president. And actually, the guy when he was the president faces the toughest election. But he's the one, when you apply term limits to.
So do you agree with him that we shouldn't have what we call term limits?
Okay, re-election.
Everybody should just allow to be there for as long as you want to be in there. What is your take on that? Let's talk about some of the other news headlines. A UK-based Nigerian fraudster has now been extradited to United States of America and jailed for 90 months. Crime is not the best. What do we know? International criminal organization using schemes that target and steal from elderly will be held responsible for their despicable action, according to Special Agent in Charge Scott Brown of HSI. A Nigerian national has been sentenced to prison for international scheme that defrauded elderly people in United States of America. Is a dual UK and Nigerian national. They will live a lifestyle that most of you would think, wow. But most of them are fraudsters and criminals. I've told you this so many times. They drive in the Mercedes-Benz. They drive the big cars. But yet, these are fraudulent money, just like Hush Puppy. Just like we know that even Abba Kyari is wanted in America, but it seems that because he's in Nigeria, he's been given a bail condition. This is why many Nigerians do not have respect around the world today anymore. As a Nigerian citizen, wherever you are, these are the bad images that fall on us, that we cannot even get visas to Dubai and Turkey anymore. Let's go into it. This man is a UK and Nigerian national, but he has now been taken to United States from United Kingdom and is now been sentenced to 90 months in prison for his role in what we call transnational inheritance fraud scheme. With today's sentence, all 3 defendants were extradited from the United Kingdom in connection with this matter have been sentenced. What is their name? According to the court document, Ifeanyichukwu Jonathan Abraham, 44, was part of a group of fraudsters that sent personalized letters to elderly victims in the United States, falsely claiming that the sender was a representative of a bank in Spain and the recipient was entitled to receive multi-million-dollar inheritance left for the recipient by family member who had died. I'm sure some of you must have come across these kind of emails. We call it phishing emails. You have to be very, very careful. You don't buy a loan, do not get involved in anything of sort because it is all crime. If you get involved, you are likely to also face the consequence. You will lose money. You will be affected. This is why we are saying that the brand called Nigeria is having impact. We want to know who is a criminal. Whether we are Yoruba criminals, Igbo criminals, Hausa, or the 350 ethnic group. But all these will not be clear if we are continue to be part of that entity called Nigeria. Hush Puppy was a criminal, but he was living a lifestyle that many Nigerians youth Even elderly people would love to live. You know, sometimes when you look at hush puppy images, you ask yourself, wow, it travels on the first class with a special cuisine on the airline. He also enjoy a lot of life. But most of those money, we have now find out, are crime against humanity. So what do we know? These individuals, the other two defendants who were also extradited from the United Kingdom, also received prison sentence on June 21. Is also known as the Honorable Kathleen M. Williams sentenced Emmanuel Samuel to 82 months in the prison. And also on July 25th, George Williams sentenced Jerry Chooks also to 87 months in prison for their roles in scheme. Two other co-defendants who were extradited in the United States from Spain have also pleaded guilty, and they are scheduled to be sentenced in October. So as many Nigerians that are innocent, hardworking, your name now has been added to part of those names, whether you are in or not, because anytime people hear Nigeria, oh my Lord, you have to run 440. Again, as we go into more of the headline, more Nigerians are buying and riding bicycle in Bauchi because of the fuel petrol. What do you think? Maybe it's a good exercise. Maybe it is the good interest of many Nigerians that the subsidy is not coming back, and you might have to start thinking of an alternative way to travel from point A to B. Bicycle riding is becoming more popular among residents as it proves to be cost-effective, easy transportation, difficulties, and it will also improve your health. Some bicycle dealers in Bauchi are making bricks businesses due to the increased patronage occasioned by the petrol pump price. Will you ride a bicycle as against your vehicle? What do you think?
Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
Let's go to more other headline coming out of the news in Nigeria, but again, I still have more audio to play to you. The UK tops list of registered Nigerians in diaspora. The United Kingdom has now become the top of the list of registered Nigerians in diaspora. That literally means that there are more Nigerians living in the United Kingdom compared to anywhere in the world. According to NITCOM, launched its data mapping and registry portal in Abuja in a bid to galvanize holistic and realistic data of Nigerians in diaspora. If you're watching me this morning, what part of the world are you watching from? Good morning to you again. To those of you on the Twitter space, on the TikTok, on the Instagram, we are live on the Starr Radio UK Morning Show, where I am giving you the news update from Nigeria and around the world, as we say. Once again, although the Commission did not prove a figure for the total number of registered diaspora, the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs put Nigeria diaspora population as at 2020. Guess what? Take this figure. You can take it to anywhere, because that is what the United Nations is saying. 1.7 million Nigerians are living in diaspora as of 2020, 3 years ago data. Again, do you know why many Nigerians are traveling out of Nigeria? The passport office said yesterday that it is not right for many Nigerians to be living when you can, for trying to get a Nigerian passport has become an headache. My wife actually sent me a video that I was watching this morning where the woman was saying, look at my British passport for my son. This is the old one. And she's now showing the new one. This is the new one. This passport was sent to me without leaving my house. When are we going to get to the stage where you can get a Nigerian passport, even for those of us that are diaspora? What other countries do we have the population of Nigerians after United Kingdom? The UK stand at 22.5%. Many more of you are in America, the United States of America, with 21.4%. Once again, this is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London, and I say good morning, good afternoon, from wherever you're watching us around the globe. Let's continue. More Nigerians probably will not be able to get to United Arab Emirates if they've refused to change their policy when it comes to those that are there for renewal. 5.4% of Nigerians have migrated to United Arab Emirates, known as UAE. Let's talk about some other countries. We have 4.8 of you in Qatar. In Canada, remember that the president spoke about the relationship between Canada and Nigeria, where significant contribution to Canada economy and public sector. Many Nigerians at 11:35 a.m. 31st of August 2023 on the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London, while I am sitting also for Archie this morning.
Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
That is the network. It's Starr Radio UK. Remember to follow us on Twitter. Let's continue with the percentage of many Nigerians are living around the world. In Canada, 4.4% of Nigerians are living in Canada. In South Africa, where we have so many Igbos and the Yorubas that are doing very well, but also we have those that are also doing the otherwise and destroying the images of the others. 4% of you are living in South Africa, Germany. I'm not sure many Nigerians want to go to Germany because you have to go and learn language. And that is what makes it different when those that are agitating are saying that we want our own sovereignty so that we can speak our own dialect. It seems that those dialects have been changed. And the reason why there's pressure across Africa today, I'll be telling you a little bit more on that at exactly 11:37 right now. Again,
UK. This is Starr Radio UK. In your car,
At work.
at home,
On your smartphone. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
again, we have about 2.5% of Nigerians living in Germany. 2.3% of you are living in Saudi Arabia. 2.3% of Nigerians are living in Italy, and I know we have a lot of Biafrans that are in Italy and Germany, and they are doing very well for those in the support of self-determination. And we are looking forward to the conference that is coming up, the Biafra conference in Finland. We'll be looking forward to that as well. We have many of you in Ghana. 1.5% of Nigerians have left Nigeria to be in Ghana. And 1.1% of you are living in Malaysia. Malaysia was a country that Nigeria gave what we call the palm oil. They are now the second producer in the world after Indonesia. Where is the big Africa, the biggest, the most populous black nation in Africa? We have 0.9% of Nigerians in Spain. We have 0.9% of Nigerians in France. France. What is going on? You can hear why I'm calling France. The reason why I've been calling France is because the next audio you're going to listen to is coming from Jerry Rollins, talking about France and why we should be concerned, or maybe not. I will tell you more about that. But for now, we have more of you in Uganda. We have more Nigerians as well in Australia, 0.7%. In China, 0.7%. In Benin Republic, where we also have many Yorubas, we have 0.7%. 0.7% Nigerians are living in Sierra Leone. 0.7% are living in Turkey, and we also have a big liar, a Yoruba media man that is there telling lies that they've got a country. You haven't got a country yet. Stop telling people lies. When you say you have a country, the question is that country in Idumota or somewhere in Ojuelegba? We have a Yoruba man that lives in Turkey. He has not even gone to tell the Turkish government that he's now have his own country because he's still using the Nigerian system in Turkey. And we know that Turkey, if you don't marry the citizen, you are not likely to become a regular there because you will only be given a little permit to live there. Even if you're given a work permit, I'm sure some of you know how difficult it is. So when somebody like that is coming out on the social media and saying, we have got a country and we are bringing our interim government very soon, the question is a lie. There's nothing called a Yoruba country as we speak right now. All we are still saying is we want our right and our quest. But they declared their country on YouTube and they've made it a laughing stock. He lives in Turkey. He's part of the 0.7%, but he has not gone to the Turkish government and say, I have got a Yoruba nation. I don't want to be known as Nigerian anymore or as a Nigeria anymore. I now want to be known as a Yoruba nation country. These are part of the lies that have now become part and parcel of the Yoruba campaign from these other groups that have become the splinter group. Just like we have them as well in the doors. Remember that people were saying that Nnamdi Kanu wrote a letter. Eventually now we are also hearing that Nnamdi Kanu say, God, I will never, never apologize or forgive for asking anyone to even say I should forgive, how was the headline? I want to get it right. Nnamdi Kanu spoke, some 72 hours ago. And he actually said that begging the federal government for my freedom is an insult, which I totally agree with. So when we are saying that we are not yet there, even the Biafra only have what they call the government in exile. There is nothing called Yoruba nation as a country yet. If you are part of those that are, shout out to you Aziz, shout out to you Akinlade, and good morning to you. Once again, if anyone tells you that we have a Yoruba nation, just tell them, where is that Yoruba nation? Is that in Ojo Elegba or in Okokomaiko? Let's listen now to Gabon X. What? Is it X or is it just Ulster? Because I don't know whether he's going to come back as well. But this is what he said yesterday. Actually, I don't know how he wants us to make noise. But we are making noise there for you on the Star Radio UK. Let's listen to him.
I'm Ali Bongo Ondimba, President of Gabon. And I'm to send a message to all the friends that we have all over the world to tell them to make noise. For the people here have arrested me and my family. My son is somewhere, my wife is in another place, and I'm at the residence. Right now, I'm in the residence and nothing happening. Nothing is happening. I don't know what's
he said
going
nothing is happening.
So
he doesn't know what is going on. He's calling on all of us.
Noise.
We should make noise.
To make noise.
We must make noise.
To make noise.
We are making the noise already.
I'm thanking you.
Okay, we thank you too.
Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you too. Thank you too. Well, that is when they are playing the cat and mice. He did not even allow journalists during the election. He actually gagged every media. He actually turned off the internet until the military overthrown him and the internet was brought back. There's jubilation already in Gabon. But already, this is what Jerry Lawrence said as well some few years back. Okay, it looks like there's another record that is out already. That is not what I'm looking for. Where is that video of okay, I'll see if I can find that in just a few minutes. There's a lot going on the social media, but we still have more to discuss. For now, it is still the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. I'd like to welcome those of you that have joined us. We are still about 15 minutes before the end of the program, and I want to really tell you what I did heard from Jerry. I'm sure some of you remember him very well. He was very popular during not Jerry Spring. We're not talking about Jerry Spring. Or don't think it's Jerry Spring. Jerry Rollins. I'm sure some of you know him very well. Also, the quote of the week. I was born here in Rwanda. I grew up in Uganda. My wife was born in Burundi. We met in Kenya. We are here. So Africans, that is who we are. We are brothers and sisters. This is coming from Paul Kigami. Do you believe that? Do you agree with him? What is your take on all these? It seems that there's a lot going on, and I'm trying to find that particular video for Jerry Rollins. It seems that there's a lot of posters being destroyed of what we can say of Ali Bongo. Ali Bongo is now asking everybody, please, please please let us, it seems that I might have to, now, where is the video, the audio? All right. I'm sure I saw it this morning. Maybe it's not. A joyful morning to you, Mrs. Oreolua, and good morning. Once again, let's take more from I will find that of the Jerry Rollins in just about a few minutes. Bear with me. We need to definitely play that. I love what Jerry Rollins was saying in that particular audio. This is still the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. My name is Olayomi Koiki. I'm also sitting for Archie this morning. Bear with us, those of you on the TikTok. So if you've joined me for the first time, you must have been seeing me on the Starr Radio UK every Monday to Friday, 11 o'clock. But this morning we started a little bit early because Archie has some other engagement. So I am right here. Let us now go and find that particular clip. There's still more headline. There's still more update. Once again, let us go back to our brother Timaya, telling us what we need to know when it comes to our representative. I'll be telling you before we go as well what the indigenous people from the Biafra, the Yoruba, are discussing and what they are also saying as well. Once again, as we are preparing for that Timaya, let me remind you again, this is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's play Timaya a little bit and then I'll come back again to you in just a while. Once again, this is Timaya. Pity us.
Them tell us that they go bring the change. Oh no. As the thing they go, situation is just a bad. As they break, things is just a hard.
Things are becoming very hard in Nigeria. The economy is biting. Many people are asking for help, support, and we hope the government will put out the palliatives to support many Nigerians.
Food to chop. Every day dollar they rise up. See the people down they cry oh no. Pity for us, pity for us, politicians, please pity for us.
Do you think that the politicians in Africa cares, or what do you think? What is your take on that? Do you think that they really care, or they are just noisemaker? I've been watching and listening carefully to Nelson Wike. He says, I'm still a member of the PDP, even though I'm working for APC. Interesting times ahead.
See my people done they die. Please pity for us, politicians. Please pity for us. Oh no. I believe in Nigeria.
Are you sure you are part of those that still believe in Nigeria, or you are now asking questions about who are the real Nigerians and what is the meaning of Nigeria? Because people are now asking, come and tell me the meaning of Nigeria. Nobody can tell us the meaning of Nigeria. What is the language of Nigeria? What is the culture of Nigeria? Nobody can tell us anything. What is the international community saying when it comes to the coup in Gabon? I'll be telling you all that as well. What is trending on the social media this morning? Let's take a look at it quickly before we go back into Timaya. Obasanjo is trending, Supreme Court is trending, Obedience is trending, Arewa is trending. It looks like Aisha Yusuf is saying that Muslims, beggars, you go to the church every Sunday and ask for help from the Christian, but you are the same people that come out and lash them as well. Do you also know that we have the Yoruba radio that has been established, the online and the shortwave? How are you going to be part of it in terms of making it to continue to be funded properly? Do you think that you should be able to think of now so that that particular radio can continue the transmission on the shortwave? Once again, this is still the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London, and this is coming up to you at exactly 11:49 as we continue to review all the news headlines around the globe.
Welcome.
That is for those of you that are joining me for the very first time.
Welcome. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
It seems that there's what they call Woto Woto. Let's talk about it now. Let's come back now. The Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile 2023. Also a human rights activist, a CEO, senior legal advisor, and also known as Simon Ekpa. What is he saying? It seems also that there's a lot happening when it comes to the Biafra. The Biafra Republic Government in Exile business team have now invited most of you for a Zoom meeting. The topic is Bridge Final Presentation for Ebube Gara Properties. Remember that the former president was, we had the report that he actually funded the killings of innocent people in the southeast. Oh my Lord. Buhari has a lot to answer for. Also, as we can tell you that there is still more palliative update after the 2 weeks historical sit-at-home by the Biafra government that continue to touch lives of Biafrans that Nigeria has destroyed. Again, last one is at 6 p.m. local time today, 1800 hours. The breaking news from the government in exile, the Prime Minister of Biafra will have what they call an emergency press briefing at 6 p.m. Biafra time to make the position of the Biafra government known to the Gabonese citizen, just as he made it known during the Niger, and the world at large at the same time to address the illegitimate president of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Don't miss it, tag all the Gabonese current officials. Also, the Yorubas rally is kicking back again from the United Nations General Assembly. All this is now been announced by the leader of the Yoruba Self-Determination, Professor Adebanji Akintoye, the oracle of our time. Now also being put together by the mega rally team, where they have now finalized the date, the time on the 19th of September next month, which we are just 24 hours into the new month. How many of you witnessed and saw the full moon? Let us make sure we make use of the double moon in the month of August. Very blue moon, very sharp. You can see it from far distance. How many of you will be participating in the Yoruba Nation rally at the New York, where the United Nations General Assembly will be taking place? Remember that Bola Tinubu, the president, will be attending. So I've been told to tell as many of you that next month, where we are just 24 hours, the Yoruba Nation rally will be coming up again. Once again, that is the latest, as we also ask many of you, 500, donate $10 each. And that will go a long way to sustain the Yoruba Nation radio that was launched some few weeks back. I'm sure some of you have been listening to that. We have to have as many of these platforms to be able to get our message across the globe. So when people say, how many radio stations do you need? How many online broadcasters do you need to get the self-determination message? We need as many. So today, the message is the Yoruba Nation radio and TV can be downloaded on the Play Store. There is now a need for urgent financial support. 500 Yoruba Omoluabis and friends are needed to make a minimum of $10 or more as a monthly subscription or donation for the Yoruba Nation campaign for the Yoruba Nation radio and TV. We must continue to fund it until we get to the final stage where we can now say that will be taken care of by whatever government of the day of the Yoruba Nation. Once again, this is Starr Radio UK at 11:54 a.m. 31st of August 2023. As we continue the campaign, as we continue the awareness, more awareness is needed to tell the world that we, the indigenous people, will like to have our own self-determination. Also, the news is coming out that Claire Koto, Member of Parliament, has now been appointed as the Secretary of State for Energy and Security. As we are 6 minutes before the end of the program this morning, Imo-based journalist Nosun Ikwa, detained by the Nigerian police for allegedly insulting Governor Uzodinma Asari Dokubo, have now regained the freedom. I hope is not in a serious medical situation. We know because when people are kidnapped, like Daddy Yati, up to today, nobody knows where Daddy Yati is, yet we know that El Rufai knows a little bit about where Daddy Yati is. As we are preparing to say to the world that freedom of speech must be allowed, Inqua was released on Tuesday, exactly 10 days after the Federal High Court order is released. Imagine the court says it must be released 10 days ago, yet the court is not respected. How do you expect a country to function? How do you expect a country to continue to live in its own expectation to the international community? Release him is a court order, just like we might disagree with Emefiele. Release Emefiele, no. Releasing Nnamdi Kanu, no. And you want every one of us that are campaigner, that I strongly believe that is my right for self-determination, just like the Scottish are also demanding the same thing. And for the Yoruba that keep saying that we do not need any more rallies, we've done enough protests, do you know that the Scottish people are holding the next rally within the next few weeks again? Why do you want to stop something that will create awareness? Why do you want to stop a campaign that more people will be interested to know who we are? Because as we speak today, many Yorubas that are campaigning for the Yoruba nation are now being accused of working with Bola Tinubu, the president. Because many Nigerians that are not in belief of the self-determination are saying, well, you were all out there every day shouting, campaigning during President Muhammadu Buhari when he was the president. How come the momentum has dropped after Tinubu has become the president? Even some are becoming a little bit skeptical. Let me say it again. The Yoruba do not have anything called a Yoruba nation country, but we are people that have been known before the 1914 fraudulent amalgamation by the colonial era. So when we are talking about the continuity of our campaign, it's not just on the social media. We must be out there, visible. Ogun pastor set lady on fire during a special prayer. What is going on in Ogun State? I saw the governor has become an emperor. I'm talking about Dapo Abiodun, the governor, where people were prostrating. The local government chairman were prostrating because they want to be fed by the governor. The reason why the function of local government is not working is because people prostrate to the governor. The governor has become the emperor of the state when he's there to serve the people. It seems that one of the local government chairman said that the governor is taking the money meant for the local government, and the governor called every one of them and they were all prostrating and kneeling down. What kind of society is this? Is this the kind of society that you want some of us to be part of? Is this the kind of politics that you want us to play with? This is Starr Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London, as we're just 2 minutes before checking out. And we will be saying to those of you that tomorrow, Archie will be back on the desk. I will be back as well. But before we leave you, let me tell you, a 21-year-old lady identified as Shukura Owoduni has allegedly been set ablaze by a pastor, Taiwo Odebiyi, when he was trying to perform deliverance on her at his Cherubim and Seraphim Meberu parish located in Ofi in Shagamu area of Ogun State. Another abuse of religion. Another abuse of those that want to be set of deliverance. And when that is going to happen, it seems fire have now taken control and the young woman has been allegedly set ablaze. This happened on August 17. You will be wondering why this news is just filtering out, because they were trying to probably suppress it. We know that. We know this is what they do. The reason why news are delayed in Nigeria is because they do not want us to know until someone out there brings the news out. But in the Starr Radio UK, what we do is we bring the news out to you every Monday to Sunday. Later on tonight is all about the property hours. I'm not talking about those of you that want to be using stolen wealth from Africa to buy the property. If you want a genuine property, listen to us tonight at the Property Hour at 8 o'clock when our colleague and presenter will be bringing that to you. Once again, this is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
In your car, at work, at home, on your smartphone. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.